Broadcasting from the Blanchardstown Centre, this is Phoenix FM.
This is 92.5 Phoenix FM, community radio for Dublin 15.
Hey everybody, it's JB Jeremy Borash, and you are listening to Darrow O'Connor on the...
Welcome to the Wrestling Rewind, the only wrestling podcast by fans who don't hate wrestling.
Hello everybody, welcome to Phoenix 92.5 FM, thewrestlingrewind.com, nerdstonemedia.com, and YouTube, etc. My name is Darrow O'Connor. Welcome to the only wrestling podcast by wrestling fans who don't hate wrestling. I'm joined by the one, the only Mr. 1-0, Martin Herty. How are you, Martin?
Dara, I'm so confused. Is it in your house?
Or is it in my house? Is that why you wanted us to do it? Because that's a brilliant joke. That's a brilliant joke, and it only occurred to me that if that was the case,
We are,
fantastic.
for the second time ever, we're doing the Wrestling Rewind podcast in my house. And it's in your house. The only problem is that's Final Four and there's only two of us. But I have a feeling that if we drink enough whiskey, it could look like there's four of us.
And also, we haven't done a dark match beforehand.
No, exactly.
Which is usually better than the show, but in this case, even though it has the headbangers, it probably wasn't good.
No.
It went on for 11 minutes. Can you imagine 11 minutes with the Godwins?
Of the Headbangers and the Godwins.
Oh my God, that's
Headbangers is all right. They were actually kind of wild.
ahead of their time.
Athletically.
Yeah.
Like they looked nuts, but like they were doing those top rope double leg drops, like
The
serious stuff.
Stage dive. Okay, so here's my history with the Headbangers, right? I was watching the show, but I never really paid attention to them because when you're a kid, you're like, okay, yeah, the Headbangers, okay, whatever. I want to watch Stone Cold Steve Austin, right? And then I got WWF Warzone, and they were in it, and I'm like, whatever. But it wasn't until Attitude where I'm like, they're actually like high flyers.
Yeah. Here's the other thing. So Warzone, Attitude, and now it didn't happen in No Mercy, but it did happen in WrestleMania.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what's going on with these games, but the Headbangers are pushed like
Really
they're
heavily.
top guys.
Really heavily in Warzone and in the Attitude Era.
If you only played these games, you would think they were like the top tag team.
No, but that's like because of those games, that's where I became a Headbangers fan.
Yeah.
It definitely wasn't on the show, because in the show they're like...
Now, we normally don't mention the dark matches because there's kind of a running joke where like we've been watching some of these in your house pay-per-views, and the main event will be like, oh, it's Goldust versus the Bulldog. Mother of God. But the dark match is Steve Austin versus The Undertaker. Like, why is that the dark match?
In a 25-minute classic.
What the hell is going on? So we're getting into the period, and I promised Dara, and I've been promising him this for a year, that In Your House does get good.
But no, it's funny you mentioned it, right? Because that's kind of what happened here, where I think they realised, they're like, wait a minute, the dark matches should be garbage.
Stop putting all our bangers on the dark.
This should, like, if this had been In Your House 7, the main event would have been the Godwins versus the Headbangers. And
the dark match would have been Bret Hart versus Steve Austin.
But that's what would have happened.
No
That's
DQ.
exactly what would have happened. So this show was really good. It's 13th. I would have to say, like, I am looking forward to the next one because it's Revenge of the Taker, which I've never seen, but I'm really intrigued by.
And we're actually into, what I've been promising you for a year, we're actually into a really good era.
We're not in 1996 anymore.
Yeah. We're in a really good era of In Your House now.
For real, listen, WWE 1996.
Well, end of 1996 is quite good.
Yeah, no, well, to an extent.
Yeah.
But you can see why when the New World Order happened in WCW, why it just took off, because it's like, there was this void in wrestling where it's like, it's funny, right? History.
WWF had like two, like, burgeoning Stone Cold and Bret Hart. That's literally all they had going.
But think about it, right? WWE didn't learn from their mistakes at all. 1996, it is very, and it, probably in history, is very, very similar to when AEW started.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to age this by too much, but I remember when AEW was announced, I watched it from the beginning because the WWE product was so poor.
So bad, yeah.
So poor. And it's funny because like the establishment of both of those brands, which made WCW a real competitor and made AEW a real competitor, was because there was nothing to watch. And when you go back and watch it, you forget that. But like, man, if I had been a wrestling fan in 1996, well, I mean, how old was I? I probably was a wrestling fan, but I was like 6.
Yeah.
So I don't remember it.
I was a wrestling fan in 1996, but I was still living off tapes from the library.
Yeah, but
So I didn't know what was going on. Like,
you're a little bit older than me. I was a kid and I just do not remember. It's just flashes, you know.
like if you're, let's say you're 16 to 18
Mhm.
in 1996, you've been watching wrestling the whole way through the mostly god awful, like a new gen era and all that.
Oh,
Like the NWO
was like a
must have
lifeline.
seemed like the most revolutionary, insane thing you've ever seen.
But you can see why it connected. Because,
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I mean, like, again, the AEW comparison, I think, is very, very apt because it really was that breath of fresh air. But again,
Imagine you're going your whole life on Hulk Hogan is prayers, vitamins, and
but that's the point, right? In 1996, they didn't have an NXT.
no.
Now, there was an ECW, but it was still very much in its, it was very, very
Yeah.
niche.
And it was doing its own thing.
It was doing its own thing. So, like, you can really see the impact of this looping back around now. And 1997, it feels more like the WWE that we would know into the Attitude Era.
Yeah.
Which is great. Like, I mean, this show, even though it was a smaller show, it was a cheaper show, it didn't feel like a waste of time, which
No.
is what some of these felt like.
Because the matches were good overall, generally good.
Yeah,
But
good to great even.
a lot of these storylines are great. But what really did it for me is we reviewed Backlash last week or a couple of weeks ago, 2025 Backlash. And we both commented how huge arena, 18,000 people, LEDs, lights flashing, the whole bang, just didn't feel like a pay-per-view.
No.
This feels like a pay-per-view.
So, Martin, how much would have this pay-per-view have been? It was like $9?
Oh, the average ticket price?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like my guess would be like $9 to $11.
For a ticket price. But what about pay-per-view? What would have been, like $20?
No, like pay-per-views.
Pay-per-view was $9?
like early, like some of the WrestleManias around this era were like $14 in.
No, I'm talking about like to watch it on television.
Oh, to watch?
To watch
I
it,
have
yeah.
no idea.
Because like I know pay-per-view would have been like $50 normally. In your house, it was a reduced rate, so it's probably like $25.
They were half price.
Half
yes.
price, yeah.
So they introduced In Your House to combat WCW, who was doing more pay-per-views every year.
Right, that makes sense.
More pay-per-views per year.
Mhm.
So they introduced In Your House as kind of the whole In Your House subcategory was supposed to be that it's like it's a pay-per-view, but it's kind of like a level down pay-per-view. So they were half price.
Okay. Well,
So
I mean,
probably $15 to $20, I'd say.
but as I said, like from post to post, not only the ticket price, which is a great point. Like, I mean, if I had paid for Backlash live, I would have been living, even if I didn't have to fly over to the States for it,
Yeah.
I still would have been like, I wasted my night.
Yeah. But if you paid $15 for this,
Oh yeah.
you're pretty
I mean,
happy.
Totally happy. Like it's and I don't think it's just because of the star power. I think it's because one, like you have your 6 matches. And again, we talked a couple of weeks ago, what would be the right amount of matches. Obviously 5 are on TV, but in the crowd you have that extra match. They're longer matches.
But also I'd say that the main event is a 4-person elimination match. So you get like 3 pins or
But
eliminations.
you're also getting longer matches.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're not just getting random squashes. They're all like the shortest match is just about 7 minutes.
Yeah.
So let's get into this. In Your House 13, Final 4 came from the UTC Arena in Chattanooga, Tennessee. I actually didn't know where Chattanooga was. I just know it from the meme. Have you? Okay, actually, here's the thing for everyone listening at home after you, Martin. So here's a fun game to play at home for anybody that's listening, and Martin, for you as well. Like, I don't know about you, but as a wrestling fan, I just know state capitals and random cities in the US.
Purely because of
Purely
wrestling.
because of wrestling. Like, I don't know where Boise, Idaho is,
No.
but
Poughkeepsie.
Poughkeepsie.
Whenever people ask me, like, name a city in the US, I don't think in New York, I don't think in Chicago. I think in Poughkeepsie, because the period when I was watching WWF, they were always doing shows out of Poughkeepsie.
That makes sense. But also like Battle Creek, Michigan, I know from RVD. I don't know where these places are,
No,
but I know them. And I mean, like, are you like that as well, where you just know random places in the US because of being a wrestling fan?
100%, because wrestling, for whatever reason, always went through. Do you know what I think it is? I think it's because the period when me and you, in our general age range, when we were watching wrestling, it was the New Gen era.
Yeah.
And business-wise, they weren't doing
Made
great
more
back
sense
then.
to do that run.
Yeah, so they weren't doing New York. They were doing Poughkeepsie.
But like even now, like if you live in Ohio, you're eating well.
Yeah.
They always just go through Ohio.
Yeah. But I think it's even just when you're a kid and you hear Vince McMahon and that crowd saying, live out of Chattanooga, out of Boise, out of Poughkeepsie, you're like, these places must be the
Great.
most amazing cities in the world.
And then you go there and you're like, and again, no shade to anybody from those places, but you know, it is just really funny that the ones that stick with you, you're right. It's not like LA or New York. It's like
Never heard.
Boise, Idaho. Yeah, so I thought that was funny. Like Chattanooga, I only know it from the meme and from wrestling.
It also reminds me of that. Do you watch Black Books at all?
Yes.
When Manny's parents come to stay and Bernard hates them because they have these really annoying habits, Manny's father sings this song, Danny boy, hopping on the Chattanooga train. That always makes me think of that.
So this comes our way, obviously, from Chattanooga in Tennessee, February 16, 1987. And it says here in my notes, notable because the WWE champion is no longer the WWE champion because Shawn Michaels has vacated the title. He lost his smile. So here, I have a question for you on this. What did that mean?
It meant he didn't want to lose Bret Hart at WrestleMania.
Yeah, but what, like, so take us back for a listener, right? How did this play off on TV? Obviously, he came out and he cut his Lost My Smile promo, but he wasn't injured.
No.
Just gave up the title.
Yeah.
Can you do that?
Well, look, I mean,
technically you can.
yeah, you can do,
But
I mean,
can you do it?
look, if you wanted to be official about it, I suppose you could go down to the ring and lay down, but
Like Hogan?
yeah, or Jeff Jarrett.
or Jeff Jarrett and,
Yeah.
and Kevin Nash did.
but-
Hogan never put anyone over.
joke.
Yeah, for
But no, look, Shawn Michaels, I'm a Bret Hart guy, so
I know.
gonna be harsh here. Shawn Michaels, particularly in this era of his life, was such a goddamn diva that he, even though Bret Hart did him like the ultimate favor, putting him over in an Iron Man match, when the real Iron Man of wrestling at that time was Bret Hart.
Absolutely.
Put him over in that and did his wee snarky get him out of the ring comment after he won the title. I honest to God think he just didn't want to put Bret over. He knew it was coming back around to WrestleMania and the main event was a rematch with him and Bret was going to win, and he just didn't want to do it.
Yeah, but how did this come about? Like, did he just literally come down to the ring and was like,
Oh yeah. Have you never seen it?
I haven't seen it. No.
It's wild. So he comes down during an episode of, I think it's Raw.
And to be honest, I didn't want to watch it because I wanted to ask you about it. Cause
No, I've seen it. So it's either, I can't remember if they had Raw at the time or if it was just like a
no, they had Raw.
main event. All right, then it was a Raw, and he comes down and he does this interview, and it literally is what it sounds like. He just says, "I've just, I'm okay, I'm fit, I can wrestle, but I just don't feel it anymore, just don't love it anymore. Like I've lost my smile, so I'm gonna go and try and discover whatever is wrong." And he just drops the title. like when people say, "Oh, they lost my smile," interview, or refer to it as, to the way they say "lost my smile," they refer to it in the same way as the Montreal screw job.
Yeah.
It is exactly what it sounds like. That is what he did.
That's wild, because in my head I thought he got injured.
No.
And he couldn't wrestle, and he lost his smile because of that.
No, well, like he talks about a back injury and all that, but it's none of
His
it.
back injury didn't happen yet.
Oh, well, maybe it was his knee.
Yeah, because
do you know what? It was his knee.
Yeah.
Because Bret Hart in his book talks about how, Shawn didn't come out for one of our matches because of his knee, and then the next night he had a match that wasn't with me, and he was like bouncing and flipping all over the ring.
Because like the actual injury that would make him retire for a couple of years would happen.
The Undertaker
casket
match, yeah.
Much later on.
No, in fact, whenever we go and watch the other matches we're going to watch tonight, we'll look up the Shawn Michaels Lost My Smile.
That's wild, because I mean, again, I didn't watch it, and I wanted to bring it up here because I was like, I have to ask Martin about this, because this doesn't sound right.
No.
How can he just
literally
give up? 'Cause, look, I've seen Vince give up the title, obviously, because he couldn't be involved in WWE affairs, and that's the only time something like this.
The only affair she couldn't be involved in.
Allegedly. Allegedly. But that was in 1999, when he won the world title from Triple H. But like, it's just so wild that he just gave up the world title.
Because he's the littlest, tiniest, weest.
No, I know, but
snitch.
I know, but like, how is he still a face then?
Because he was Shawn Michaels, because it was the 90s and there was nobody else, and because he went out to the ring and he gyrated, like, like, what are you going to do? Oh, Shawn Michaels is gone. Guess I'll cheer for Mantar. Guess I'll cheer for Duke the Dumpster Drosy.
But at this point, like, you have, the Game, you have The Rock.
No. You do not have the Game. You have Hunter Hearst Helmsley. You do not have The Rock. You have Rocky Maivia. He's not even in the Nation of Domination at the. No, you don't even have Al Snow. You have Leif Cassidy.
Dark times. Dark times.
When you're pining for the glory days of Al Snow.
Hey, come on. Let's not say things we can't take back.
Oh, I liked Al.
Al still had one of the best hardcore matches of all time.
Yeah.
With himself. That moonsault through a table is...
He also had one of the worst hardcore matches of all time.
That's true.
With himself and the Boss Man and a bunch of nervous diuretic dogs.
To be fair, I think that's the dog's fault more than anything else. And by the way, we've actually covered that in the past, 1999. I don't think we covered it, but me and Dave did cover it a couple of years ago.
I remember us talking about it.
We have talked about it. I don't think we reviewed it though.
Okay, maybe we're only referencing it.
I will link that in the description below. Right, let's get to this. There is a six match card. We're only talking about 5 because the dark match is what it is. 11 minutes though. 11 minutes of the Godwins and the Headbangers.
I'd actually like to see it.
Bizarre.
I have a feeling it could be like a low-key banger kind of
sleeper.
Yeah.
But no, so the first match, speaking of Leif Cassidy, was Mark Miro with Stable, who defeated Leif Cassidy in 10 minutes. Here's the weird thing, right? So Leif Cassidy obviously isn't Al Snow. They're the same man.
Yeah.
But the presentation is so different. Like,
very different.
But there was no 10-minute Al Snow match. They would always be like 5
hardcore.
Yeah, 5 minutes maximum, unless it would be like a big angle or something like that.
Yeah.
It's
because 6 minutes of it would be the crowd going, "What does everybody want? Head. What does everybody need?"
Look, some like the Al Snow match with Big Boss Man in Backlash 1999 is amazing. 1999 is peak Al Snow, in my opinion. Honestly, it's the year where he shines.
One of my favorite Al Snow stories is Mick Foley once hit him so hard with a chair that he was like standing unconscious.
No way.
Like he was concussed, loopy, unconscious. Mick reared back and belted. You know, the 90s, like they were
unprotected chair shots.
Yeah. So Mick reared back and belted him with the chair, and Al just stood and looked at him and smiled. And Mick was like, "What the hell are you doing? You're making me look like a chump." So he reared back and he belted him with the chair again. And I'll just, like, if you're just watching this as a viewer with like as we didn't in the 90s, with no understanding of like traumatic head injuries, it looks like he is just no selling it. He's just stood there taking these 2-3 chair shots to the head, and then when he does go down, it's not even like a wrestling bump, it's like a slump to the ground
because he's not there.
But Mick went out the next night, whatever it was, Raw, SmackDown, or whatever it was, and he said, "Oh, I hear Al Snow has quit wrestling and he's been made the new mascot for Lazy Boys." Which is funny because Al doesn't normally sell chairs.
Oh,
And the poor dude had like a brain injury.
a different time, like really was.
Wild. Like imagine wrestling now. You hit someone as hard as you can with a chair and they don't react, so you go, better hit him again.
Hit him until he falls down.
It just wouldn't happen now.
Absolutely. That's the worst thing about when you're going back and watching. Like one of my favorite matches is, and in WWE and in TNA, is Rhino versus Raven. And there's a line from King where he's like, he hit him so hard, he's not going to remember how to drive home. I'm like, at the time, you're like, and that's from Backlash 2001. And you're like, oh, Jesus. That funny at the time, super dark now, you know.
And you're a big fan of AEW star Rhino, aren't you?
TNA Hall of Famer.
AEW star, current AEW star Rhino.
The way they treated him. The way they treated him.
I'm with you there, yeah. He deserved a better match than that. Although, look, maybe he's not fit for it, but even if he's not, they should have put him in the ring with someone who could make him look.
But you know what was... So, look, quick aside, when Rhino was in TNA last time I saw him, he actually didn't even get to hit the gore.
Oh,
so I mean...
Criminal.
Awful. They should just have him out there. Gore people.
That's it.
That's what he's waiting for.
That's what you want to see.
Everyone's waiting for the gore. Like,
yeah,
it's silly. Like AEW should have just had him as a run-in, gored your man, and that was it.
Fine, perfect.
That's all you need. Anyway, so look, not much to say about this match. Mark Merrow, unfortunately, it's a shame his wife got over and he didn't, because
he's a great wrestler.
He's great. It's both of these guys were great. Now, unfortunately, like Mark Merrow would never really overcome the fact that his wife was the star. Al Snow would. Literally. You know, it was like...
What happened to your wrestling career? My wife was too hot.
And then married Brock Lesnar. I know he did okay in the end, but like when you're watching this, it's just... Also, somebody else who was super over, and if you just played WWF Attitude, you're like, that Mark Merrow guy.
Oh my God.
He's
world champion.
Superstar, you know.
I think he's going to be the one to put manners on this Austin upstart.
The Nation Domination, Crush, Farouk, Savio Vega would defeat Bart Gunn, Flash Funk, and Goldust in one of the strangest 6-man tag team matches that I've
very
seen.
Strange. And not even a 6-man. It was like a 10-man, except 6 of them were on the Nation side.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. If you actually look at the Nation lineup, Crush wasn't in it, Vega wasn't in it, Ice wasn't in it, and like Clarence Mason was in it. Like, it's like,
yeah.
Explain to me how, and the listeners really, what happened to the Nation of Domination? Why did it start one way and then like just rift so drastically?
The Nation of Domination in 1996, heading into, like, this show is 1997, but it's February 1997. Yeah. It's like the only thing WWF has done in 1997 at this stage is the Rumble and then this. Mm-hmm. So the Nation of Domination is in this really interesting period where it's just before The Rock joins, or Rocky Maivia joins, and it becomes The Rock, and they go full heel. I mean, they were already full heel, but they were really leaning into this Black Panthers, Black Power, Malcolm X.
That was the whole gimmick.
Look, this match is okay, but I love that Nation gimmick.
But hold on, that's not what... Why are there so many randos in it, and where did they go?
Well, because that's what the Nation was at the time. It was a bit like NWO, where they were kind of just picking up all the black wrestlers that they could.
Okay.
Right? But then when The Rock came in, they were like, hold on, we have like a real tight heel thing here with,
scale this down.
with like 4 or 5
top
legit
guys.
stars.
Yeah.
And that's when they really focused in.
Okay, that makes
which
sense.
is exactly what they should have done.
So
in fact, they did the NWO backwards. They started off with the big bloated nonsense.
Literally just about to say that. I'm like, it's the NWO backwards.
Yeah, and then they honed in on the top guys and made them a real cool, real dangerous stable.
So
I absolutely love this era of the nation, particularly when they have the guys, when they have Farouk coming down through the crowd, and he's got the two guys in front of him in the like the suits that kind of became like the hallmark of Malcolm X and the Muslim Brotherhood.
Yeah,
you know, it's really.
Did they do a breakup with them? Like, how did they get rid of these guys?
I don't remember fully, but I don't think I remember a big feud. I think maybe they just kind of...
They just disappeared.
I think they just kind of focused more and more on the guys that were really working.
Yeah.
Rocky Maivia, D-Lo, Farouk. Like, really focused in on those guys. I'll tell you what as well. Farouk has always been really cool. Okay, apart from that one time when they stuck him in the weird headgear.
Which only appeared once.
Which only appeared once and for good reason.
Yeah.
It's like whenever I was in not in university, whenever I was in high school and I had hair, I was a huge fan of Papa Roach. And I went in one day and I tried to gel my hair like Kobe Dick from Papa Roach.
Couldn't remember his name.
That only happened once.
That's fair.
I only did that once.
Do you remember the show that he used to do, Scarred?
No, I don't even remember that. No.
Oh, man. So, okay, quick aside. He had a TV show on MTV for like one season where it was called Scarred. And it was just like, here's how I lost my knee in a skateboarding accident. And he'd just be like, welcome to Scarred. And then he'd just go back. And then there was just this kid going, yeah, I was on a rail slide and my knee exploded. And here's the surgery and here's all this. And it's just like, this is really dark. Good show though, to be fair. It was the post Jackass kind of thing.
Yeah, that whole noughties landscape of extreme reality bull.
Yeah, it was like reality, but like grounded in like grotesque energy and injury. And it's funny, like when you think about it, it's like this is in the US. They probably like it's cost thousands of dollars.
Yeah,
because you wanted a skateboard.
Yeah, what happened? What happened to all your Infest money?
I skateboarded.
Got myself a knee.
So look, you can find them on YouTube. It's quite funny. But okay, speaking of, sorry, go on. Martin, we have the game versus.
We don't have the
Rocky
game.
Maivia.
We've been over this. We don't have the game.
He's always the game. He's still the game.
We have the cerebral assassin. We have the WWE head of creative,
Hall of Famer, whose speech
2 times.
Whose speech should have been longer.
What is it that I ended up? Was it an hour and a half or was it?
It was only an hour.
It was over an hour. It was like an hour, 7 minutes. It wasn't a speech, it was a lecture.
You know what though? I would have, the one thing that
it was it was a Fed talk.
I love that. The only thing that I was kind of annoyed I didn't go to WrestleMania this year was because I really wanted to be there for that alone.
Yeah.
WrestleMania I would have been annoyed with, except for Joe Hendry showing up because that was class.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, being there in person for that would have been great.
Like, I've never been so bored by someone I love. So
No. The game is just brilliant. So,
do it properly. It's
okay. Rocky Maivia
Hurst Helmsley
defeated Hunter Hurst Helmsley for the WWE Intercontinental title.
What is he? The Greenwich New Blood or Blue Blood? The Greenwich Blue Blood.
Blue Blood. Yeah. So this is obviously like, it's after the curtain call thing. He's been punished still. He's come back around and he's actually getting a bit of a push. The feud with Rocky Maivia, which, it's funny because this would kind of be Triple H and The Rock's defining feud.
Yeah.
And it really would. I mean, look, you can say he had great matches with Austin, Undertaker. That's true, Mick Foley. But really, when you think about it, if it wasn't for those two working together at this level, the IC title, neither one of them probably would have got over to the level that they did.
Maybe it's just the era of wrestling I watched, but to me, The Rock's
greatest dude.
Yeah, kind of The Rock's kind of Moby Dick is Triple H.
Yeah.
And Austin's is Bret Hart.
I mean, so I listened to something very interesting the other day that Undertaker never believed that he clicked with Austin or other way around. But when I interviewed Stone Cold a couple of years ago, and if it's not up on the channel, it is up on the channel. I put it up on the channel on 316. He actually said he was disappointed that he never got the feud with Taker at WrestleMania.
That 316, by the way, is the 3rd of Jocktober, which is the 16th month.
Yes. No. So I mean, that's a very good point. Like for me in my head, Austin's greatest feud is with The Undertaker.
Really?
Yeah, but like, it's just because of that big angle he had with the whole Ministry of Darkness and stuff. And it was weird that he never did.
Stephanie gets kidnapped.
And so in my head, that was his big supernatural
I suppose
thing.
it just comes down to what era you were really watching.
But I think that's when it really connected to WWE.
Yeah.
Was that kind of stuff, where, look, the matches weren't great, but it didn't matter because the story was so cool. But at the same time, like, yeah, from an in-ring perspective, Austin's greatest opponent is Bret Hart.
Yeah.
Without
like, I know you were slagging off, and rightly slagging off 1996 WWF, but for me, 96 WWF is saved by Bret Hart and see this incarnation of Austin.
Yeah.
This incarnation of Austin is legitimately terrifying.
No, absolutely.
Not spooky. He looks like he was someone who would attack you in a pub for looking at them the wrong.
No, but that was it. I mean,
he's a genuinely dangerous person.
But that's the transition from like the ringmaster to Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Yeah.
And he would transition again to being.
And it's amazing how he changed nothing.
No, but it's just.
He changed his tights, didn't you? Just his attitude.
Well, I don't
there's something in his eyes when he walks out. He looks like, more than the music, more than the pop, he looks like a legitimately dangerous person.
But also, I think like having like the story around it. Like when you're feuding with Bret Hart, it's who the best wrestler is.
Yeah.
When you're feuding with The Rock, it's a personal thing over the title. When you're feuding with Triple H is more dangerous because he'll do anything. When you're feuding with The Undertaker, it's spooky nonsense.
But I think what for me, what made the feud with Bret Hart so...
sorry, at this point, because obviously this was the time when Undertaker, let's be very, very honest.
That is Mexican cartel.
He was not known for having
teardrop
Mac classics. I mean, look, I love The Undertaker and I really, really do, right? Going back and looking at his career in a critical sense, for some reason he just didn't really want to do it until 2005.
Yeah. Yeah.
Honestly, like, yeah. I mean, when he started wrestling,
I mean,
2005, he just came back.
I think there's an excuse. I think there's maybe not an excuse, but I think there's a reason early on, like early days of The Undertaker, because he was literally told, go out and wrestle like a zombie.
Yeah.
So that's fair enough.
That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense.
But there is a huge period of The Undertaker's career where the in-ring is dreadful.
Like, I mean, at this point, like, you can look at it from here. Well, he has the great matches with Mankind, has the feud. But his stuff with Austin, in ring, it's punch you kick.
Me and you've said it so many times. The Undertaker has the single greatest video package career.
Oh, of all time.
It's amazing.
Followed closely by Bray Wyatt, to be fair. And it's the exact same reason.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. Actually, look, this is harsh because there's no way to prove it. I do believe that we probably would have had that with Bray Wyatt in a couple of years.
Bray Wyatt should have beaten. That should have been that should have been a pass under the torch.
It should have been. But I mean, like, as far as in ring, we probably would have seen in a couple of years Bray Wyatt having that second run where he's in the ring. Because I think it's because of the same reason. He was there for the spooky nonsense.
Yeah.
Just like The Undertaker.
But after a certain amount of time, that can only carry you so far.
You have to rebuild and go again, yeah.
But I think the like that was a really great point you made there about the different eras of Stone Cold feuds and them all having entirely different themes or feels to them. Mm-hmm. But I think what keeps me coming back to the Bret Hart one, what makes the Bret Hart one so compelling for me is that, yes, the Bret Hart Austin feud was about who was the better wrestler in Bret's mind.
Yeah, it's true.
In Austin, Bret was coming out there going, I am the best wrestler. And Austin was coming out there going, I'm going to suck your eyeball out of your head.
Yeah. It was like the wrestling is the means of which I'm punishing you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bret was like, I'm going to pin you. And Austin was like, I'm going to hurt you.
But that made it work. And
but amazing. Like,
but what I'll say here with Rock and the game is that like it did
her sounds.
I can't wait until we're
Greenwich Blue Blood.
I can't wait until we're covering the 2000s and King just refuses to call him anything else other than the game, and Dewar's getting more and more angry with him.
Why? Thank you, the game. Oh, it's all about the Greenwich Blue Blood and how you play it. It's all about the Greenwich Blue Blood.
But like, this is so early on that they hadn't really hit on all cylinders yet. Really, it is like they're feeling each other out.
Not a terrible
match. Wasn't bad.
No,
the match was really good.
I'm actually surprised. I'm looking at the card here. I'm actually surprised to see that it went 12.5 minutes. Didn't feel like that.
No, it didn't.
Felt like it went 7 or 8.
Like, but here's the thing: it went as long as it did, but it didn't overstay its welcome, and you wanted to see them go at it again.
Yeah,
which I think is like, if you compare it to the last show that we talked about, Backlash, I never want to see any of those matches again.
No, I can't even, now that I don't have them in front of me, I can't even remember.
Dawn and Penta, maybe. But other than that, you know, it doesn't have, like, and look, we're doing a direct comparison. The IC picture here and the IC picture now, still the strongest part of the card, but in different ways.
Yeah.
At this point, it was showing the future and was cool in the card. Now it's like the only thing you kind of want to see because the rest of it's garbage.
Yeah. No, this is really good. What I like here is, so obviously there's an added dimension of it because we know who they would go on to become. But even just watching this match for what it is, like, there's a really clearly defined, Rocky is the working class, up and coming island boy, you know, kind of because they even announced him as being from, where did they announce him as being from? One of the Samoan Islands, anyway. And obviously Hunter Hearst Helmsley is the Greenwich Blue Blood. Yeah. Like, there's a real, like, kind of pantomime-y, but also kind of old school wrestling heel face dynamic.
I don't know if you picked up on this or not, but when Triple H came out, kind of has that Gunther feel.
A little bit.
You know, it's like, oh yeah, I can kind of see how they're, you know, because it's the way he carries himself.
He is a tank. Like,
he is. Yeah.
Obviously, he's not the roided up tank he would become, but he is a very natural tank.
But like, he walks out, you're like, he could kill someone, you know?
Well, because even if he's, I don't know how long he's been in the business at this stage.
He debuted in 1992.
Okay, so he is a bit of a vet.
Yeah.
And yeah, so he's coming out there and he's like, presents himself as like legit threat, like a veteran who knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
The Rock, or Rocky Maivia at the time, comes out. He's just happy to be there. He's all smiles. He's clapping the fans' hands. He's looking around going, "Can you believe it, guys? Look at where we are."
He has like a Kofi Kingston mixed with like...
My God, that's what it is.
Kofi Kingston mixed with a Cody Rhodes kind of thing.
Kofi Kingston mixed with a Cody Rhodes. And I don't say this in a homophobic sense, but with the tassels, it's a bit like a gay Ultimate Warrior.
It's the hair that does it for me.
Yeah.
I'm like, the tassels in the hair, I'm like, oh.
And I like that because the Ultimate Warrior was a real homophobe. So I hope...
fair, but...
Take that, Warrior. I was going to say his name and then I remembered, oh no, he changed his legal name.
It's Legal Warrior.
To Warrior.
Because that's how copyright works. It turns out that's not how copyright works.
What a lunatic.
It's I don't know. Crazy times. But like, look, the Rocky Maivia look, it takes you out of it because you're like, he's going to be the Rock.
Yeah.
He's going to be the Rock. And the tassels and the hair.
And he's coming bouncing down and smiling like
smiling, you know. And here's the thing, within a year,
yeah,
he's the Rock.
Like, the Rock would come about like this year, even just when he joined Nation of Domination, you could see where the Rock is starting to form.
No, but he becomes the Rock, you know, the glasses and the cork.
Oh yeah, but I think the roots of the Rock are
absolutely.
in the Nation of Domination.
Without the Nation of Domination, he wouldn't have hit that next level, you know. But look, good match. Definitely go your way to see it because it is quite good. The next match,
particularly even just like for just the historical context of it and all, is great. Absolutely. Super interesting, but it's a genuinely decent match.
And like there is every match you talked about so far, there is a reason to watch. The next match, however, I don't believe so. Look, I just want to say something that might be a bit controversial. Again, I apologise. Owen Hart and the British Bulldog were not a good tag team. The best, I just want to finish the point.
Yep.
Owen Hart, we've seen him, unfortunately, in your house run, he just gets terrible tag team partners.
Yeah.
Right? And he has. Better than Yokozuna?
Bulldog, Yokozuna, Marty Jannetty at one point.
His best tag team partner, believe it or not, was someone who should be on this card but isn't, and it suffers for it. Good old Double J. Him and Double J were a killer tag team.
Not even ironically. Like,
no.
Absolutely.
Legitimately. Fantastic tag team.
Double J did all the character.
Yeah. And Owen did
all the in-ring.
Because, like, unfortunately, the Bulldog as well, he's just about to leave because he's in bits.
Yeah.
When he not as in bits when he came back, but still in bits. And it just, this match garbage. It's a disqualification victory. I hate it so much.
No. It's a disqualification victory against two jobbers.
Two jobbers.
Takes 10 minutes.
Garbage. Absolute
10 minutes.
Garbage.
Like, do you know the way when we reviewed Backlash several weeks ago, I was like, no, Gunther should have just mauled that commentator. I can't remember his name.
Pat McAfee's cool.
Pat McAfee. Gunther should have just mauled him. Same with this. These are two jobbers, and these are the world champions, the tag team champions. They should have come out and just, if they're going to make an angle of or something, mold them and then do the angle. But they made a 10-minute competitive match with Doug Furnace and Phil LaFon.
Is there anyone who is there a t-shirt, a Doug Furnace or Phil LaFon?
If anyone out there listening has a Doug Furnace and Phil LaFon t-shirt, we will give you a year's free supply of Rennet tier.
That's fair.
Wrestling Rewind.
That's fair. Let us know.
You can prove it.
But we need evidence.
You don't even have to send it to us, but send us a non-doctored picture of you wearing your Doug. And it can't be a white t-shirt that you've written Doug Furnace.
Has to be a legit WWE one or WWF.
Or even if it's not, like, what else were they in? They were called Can-Am, and they were in All Japan, they were in ECW, they were in UWA. If you have a t-shirt of Doug Furnace and Phil LaFon from any of those things, free Rennet tier for a year.
You know what's mad though, right? That was like the co-main event.
Because it's the tag team titles.
Okay, just why didn't they look at the again? I don't understand what they were on. Probably substances, and they weren't right. The Godwins and the Headbangers. Why don't we have Owen Hart and the Bulldog against the Headbangers?
Bang!
So much better, and then you can have the Jobbers with the Godwins.
Owen Hart versus the Headbangers. It's with the Bulldog occasionally tagging in.
Yeah. Like, I don't understand how they looked at the car and said, those lads.
No. Oh, Godwins. You know who needs a payday?
No, still give them the payday.
Henry O'Godwin.
No, still give them payday, but have the Henry O'Godwin. Which one became Midian? Was it Henry O'Godwin became Midian?
Think so, yeah.
So look, have the Godwins versus the Jobbers as your dark match to warm everybody up, but have the Headbangers challenge for the title, and you can still do the same angle at the end.
Yeah. Do you know what I forgot to say?
Go on.
I'm sorry to bring us back, but to the previous match, Rocky Maivia versus Hunter Hearst Helmsley, not the game. This match, we neglected to mention, it features the debut of one of Triple H's kind of defining characters.
Yeah, you're right, China.
Yeah, comes out. Who does she choke out? Who's out with Rocky? Can't remember who it is, but whoever it is.
Mason, is it not?
Who?
No, sorry, he's in the next match. Never mind.
Well, whoever it is, China comes out of the crowd.
Yes.
And chokes whoever. Why I can't remember who it is. Chokes them out in the literally reaches out from the crowd and drags them over the barrier and chokes them out. And you can tell it's her debut because you have Jerry Lawler and Jim Ross going, "Oh my God, who is that?" Jerry Lawler's going, "What is that? Is that a man? Is that a man? Is that a woman? I can't tell, whatever it is." It's like, Jerry, you'd be cancelled nowadays.
I tell you, when Twitter discovers, or when Blue Sky, not Twitter anymore, when Blue Sky discovers the Attitude Era, it's over.
because we used to say whatever Twitter discovers Attitude Era, it's over. But it turns out Twitter's really homophobic and transphobic.
Yeah, now it's Blue Sky.
But Blue Sky is really nice. So whenever Blue Sky discovers
it's over for the Attitude Era.
But just another reason to watch that Rocky Maivia Hunter match is the debut of China.
There you go. The next match is our main event of the evening.
Boop, boop.
4 corners elimination match for the vacant WWF Championship. We have Bret Hart challenging Stone Cold Steve Austin, Vader with Paul Bearer, and The Undertaker. So look, this match real quick went 24 minutes. Bret Hart would win.
Do you know how this match came about?
I was going to ask you.
This match came about because, so this In Your House takes place just a couple of weeks after the Royal Rumble, and during the Royal Rumble, it came down to Bret Hart, Vader, Undertaker, and someone else, can't remember who. But earlier in the night, Bret Hart eliminates Stone Cold.
Right.
But the ref doesn't see it. So Stone Cold
he has
is thrown out of the ring and he slips under the ring. And none of the refs see it, right? So then it comes down to the final 4. There's Vader, there's Undertaker, there's Bret Hart, there's someone else, can't remember. But they get Vader and Undertaker get eliminated, and Bret Hart is about to tip out whoever the final person is, and he tips them, throws them out of the ring, and he's just about to stand up and celebrate when Austin slides back into the ring and pushes Bret Hart out.
No way.
So Austin technically won the Royal Rumble. No, well, Bret Hart won it, but in the record books, Austin won the Royal Rumble. But obviously there's a whole thing about, on Raw, they're all like, I was screwed, blah, blah, blah. So what they do is they say, we're going to have a final 4 elimination match. So in order to determine who the winner of the Rumble and therefore the winner of the World Championship is, you can pin, submit, or throw them over the top rope.
It's kind of dumb.
Well, I mean,
but
if that was a normal match, I'd be like, yeah, that's a stupid rule.
They tried out WCW
but
with Bill
the
Watts, and it wasn't very good.
Yeah, well, Bill Watts, this whole thing about the top rope, it's just a lula. But the fact
makes sense in this.
Yeah, because it's a kind of a replay of the last moments of the Royal Rumble. I think it kind of works.
You know what's crazy though? The setup to this is also very similar to the setup we would have at WrestleMania 2000, where they had the fatal 4-way McMahon in every corner.
Yeah.
Because of the exact same setup.
Yeah, but it didn't have the over-the-top rope rule.
No, it didn't. And it also was significantly worse. So,
yeah, this is good.
This is really good. This is really, really good. Now, look, Vader's in there again. Vader was very mishandled in WWE for many reasons, mainly Shawn Michaels.
Very, yeah.
Legitimately. Undertaker puts in a good bit of work. Austin and Bret. It is the Austin and Bret Hart show, though, to be fair. This match,
definitely.
It really is. Because this would build up to WrestleMania 13.
Yeah.
In like loads of ways. This whole pay-per-view.
WrestleMania is only 2 months away at this
stage. Yeah. So it's like, it's not the go home, but it kind of is.
In terms of pay-per-views, yeah. There's a brilliant, so throughout the whole show, they're having these kind of short, promos with each of the guys in the main event talking about what they're going to do and blah, blah. Vader's is okay. He just does this thing.
Vader time.
Austin's is pretty good. The Undertaker's is hilarious because he's in full on. Like, would you just let them record these things? Why are you making them do promos live? Like, why you make them do promos live? That's not enough pressure. But anyway, the Undertaker's promo, he goes, Austin, Vader, Bret Hart. It's not a matter of when. It's a matter of it's gonna happen. So he obviously meant to say it's not a matter of if. It's a matter of when, but he started off with it's not a matter of when, and then you can see his mind going, if it's not a matter of when, what is? But I'm like, why keep that in just pre-record these things? I just don't get it.
They probably were like, "It'll be fine. He can't mess it up that."
You can't mess up 2 lines.
And you're just like, no, no, he did. Look, I said The Undertaker again, right? I love him. He's great, one of the greatest of all time. But my God, video packages
yeah,
are the real reason we love The Undertaker.
very friendly disc.
And that run when he came back, honestly,
Yeah.
without the combination of those two, if when you look at it in the cold light of day, you're like, oh, it's a bit ropey. It's a bit ropey.
But a really good man. Vader gets busted open in this
he does.
badly.
He does, yeah.
Like, you can tell from looking at it because he has the mask on, so it's covering a bit. But his A is messed up.
I think if he didn't have that mask,
Oh,
probably would have been a lot worse.
oh, this would have been, if he didn't have that mask on, this would have been an Eddie Guerrero level bloodbath.
Or even Joey Mercury when his nose exploded.
Yes.
Because that's kind of what it looked like to me.
Yeah.
It's like, it's not that bad. And he has the mask, so his face has been held together with the
And
mask.
Vader's a big, huge guy.
Yeah.
And legitimate tough guy.
Yeah.
But you can see the difference in him with the way he's wrestling before and after. Like, as soon as this injury happens, you can tell he just wants to get out of there.
He's like, oh, I'm in a lot of pain. This sucks.
My
Immediately.
eyeball's about to fall out of my head.
Oh, man, not good. Not good. But look, the match itself,
But still,
it's a good end to a good show.
yeah.
You know, Brett goes over, obviously, as the world champion then, and it was the right decision. I mean, it was too early to put the belt on Austin, legitimately. Taker didn't need it. Taker never really needed the belt, like ever, really. But he would win it from time to time. They're not going to put on Vader. Vader's almost out with the company now. In a couple of months, he'll be gone. So
Which is a pity, because if he'd have been handled right, there was huge.
Look,
potential.
it's you know who Vader was. Vader is very similar to the Mr. Kennedy thing,
Yes.
where Kennedy should have been the biggest star WWE have ever had.
And just annoyed the wrong guy at the wrong time.
Guys, Cena and Orton,
Yeah.
and
Well, all Vader did was
I know Shawn Michaels.
Shawn Michaels.
Well, who was the biggest guy?
Diva.
Yeah, well, look, I mean,
Still, all these years later, it's like,
I know. Come
have
on,
you ever seen, what's that thing that actor said about Harry Potter? And they're like, still, after all these years? And he says, always. That's what I'm like with Shawn Michaels' hate. I'll be laying on my deathbed and Darren be like, Martin, still, after all these years, you still hate him. I'll be like, always.
no, come on now. He's reformed.
That's even worse. See that whole born again Christian thing he does? He reminds me of those like loyalist prisoners who like massacred 14 people in a post office and then like found Jesus when they got out of jail. It's like, I don't trust you.
Oh, I wasn't talking about the Jesus thing. I was mean he's running NXT now. It's actually not that bad.
That's worse than the massacre. That's worse than the massacres.
No, it's not. Joe Hendry's there. Okay. Rating on the show, Martin.
Oh man, this is a solid. Oh, is a B plus.
For In Your House or in general?
No, in general, I think this is
I would agree. Yeah.
in terms of all pay-per-views.
Pay-per-views, yeah, I'd agree.
It's a B plus, man. This is one of those occasions where the 5-match card is warranted because it's in your house. It's half price. It's not being sold to you as a major pay-per-view, and it's an hour and 40 minutes. It's not 5 matches padded out over 3 hours. It's 5 matches in an hour and 40 minutes, and it advances the storylines. Do you know what it is? It's a really, really good episode of Raw.
I
Like
know.
a top tier episode.
I
of
would
Raw.
say even taking out the tag team match, it still wouldn't change the rating.
No, because it's so
But
inoffensive.
going
Like,
back to what we were saying a little while ago, where you need to have a toilet break
yeah.
in the show, like a palate cleanser, and that.
But
that's
even
kinda
the
what-
tag match kind of has stuff going for it because it ties into that storyline about the Bulldog and Owen Hart kind of falling out.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the thing where he accidentally kicks the Bulldog, and then the Bulldog goes to hit him, and Owen hits him with one of his Slammy awards. Remember Owen used to carry his Slammies everywhere?
around, yeah.
And then the base of the Slammy breaks,
Oh,
and Owen starts screaming at the Bulldog for breaking it. So even though the match
It was-
is
yeah.
not great, it's like Yeah, I agree. It doesn't change the overall score.
No, it doesn't. Like, look, I would say if your choice is to watch one in your house of the ones we've covered so far, Buried Alive is obviously the winner by a country mile. But this is a close second in my opinion. This is really, really good. The only note I would add Jeff Jarrett. Needs more Jeff Jarrett.
Yeah, definitely.
Then again, all in your house. It should bring back in your house now, Jeff Jarrett.
Bang. Except he's an AEW superstar.
Make a deal.
Like Rhino, he's an AEW superstar, Dara.
They can
accept it.
They can make a deal until they put the world title on Jeff Jarrett. They can make a deal. Anyway, Martin, is there anything you want to plug before we wrap up this show?
No, man. It's just once again, we're in your house, in my house, and it's great to be.
And if people want to join the Patreon, how can they do it?
If you want to join the Patreon, you can just log on to the internet, take out that wee plastic card of yours. It's not real money. It doesn't count. Just give it to us, right? And you can join for anything. You can join the Punk Penny segment.
The X-Pac Euro.
Which is, so the Punk Penny is you pay us a penny every day until Punk is injured. The X-Pac Euro.
That's the most important one. People don't know that. That's the most important one. That's the one that we've earned.
The X-Pac Euro. People did not know that when X-Pac was coming out, his entrance music, he's not shouting, X-Pac. What is he shouting?
Make some noise.
Make some noise. If you didn't know he was shouting.
Because his promos and nonsense that he says makes so much more sense. Because he always says make some noise.
If only they'd made that thing audible.
Or put it up on the Tron, that's what he's saying. Yeah.
Something.
Instead of flushing X-Pac.
If you didn't know that what he's actually saying is make some noise, then you don't owe us a euro. You owe us an X-Pac Euro.
Absolutely.
Now, beyond that, you can give us anything you want. But if you want to be really top tier, if you want to be a premium live subscriber,
yes.
Would you please join our PLS, please. If you want to be a top tier subscriber, what you want is the Rennet tier. Dara, why does Rennet sound so familiar? Because it's tenor spelled backwards, and that's what it'll cost you. You'll get named on the show. You'll get to give us your legally distinct buckily list. If you're hanging about, if you're free at the time we're recording, we'll even get you on the show for a bit of crack. If you're not, you get to ask us what show to review, but also, above all else,
most important,
all of that is, as Hulk Hogan said of the WWF World title, this is just a trinket. The real prize is that you will get from the Wrestling Rewind team a handwritten letter backwards.
You can't ask for more than that.
Can't.
I mean,
unless you ask for it backwards.
Well, then it'll just be forwards.
This is pointless. So you can ask for more, but it's pointless.
So, folks, if you want to do it, go over to the Wrestling Rewind. It will have our link tree there. But if you don't want to do any of that, please like, share, subscribe to the show, and we will talk to you next week here on the Wrestling Rewind. Bye, guys.
Keep all it.
Thank you for listening to a Nerd to Know Media production.